Hey, Pastor Josh here. We're reading Genesis chapter 19, verses 6 through 11. And we're going to see the atrocious actions that happen by the people, the men of Sodom, and we're going to see the response of Lot and the two angels to these men. They've surrounded the house. They are asking of Lot if he could bring the angels out, bring the two men out, so that they could do perverse and terrible things to them. Lot went out to the men at the entrance. He shut the door after him and said, now here's the thing, this would be an example to follow in the sense of his intent. Lot intended to protect these angels. He intended to protect these two men. He knew these were wicked guys that were coming and wanting to do awful things to them, to these men, and he goes to protect them. But here's the twistedness of Lot. He then makes an atrocious, an unthinkable offer to these men in an attempt to protect these two angels. And here's the thing that we have to think about. This is how far down Lot has fallen. We're told about Lot in the book of Hebrews. We're told that his righteous soul was tormented by his living in Sodom. In his living in Sodom for this long, and him buddying up with these folks and feeling very comfortable here, has actually warped and corrupted his soul, where the statement that he's getting ready to say to these wicked men that have come to the house is just unthinkable. And so here's what he says. He says, I beg you, my brothers, do not act so wickedly. So far, so good, but then it goes south very fast. Behold, I have two daughters who have not known any man. Let me bring them out to you and do to them as you please. Absolutely ridiculous. I have no words to speak of this. What father would do this? Why would you think this is a way out? This is what has happened to his soul. It has become so corrupt by living in Sodom that he thinks this is a good thing for him to offer his daughters to stop these men from coming in and taking and abusing and going after the two angels, the two men that have come to stay in his roof. Lot has fallen so far. His righteous soul has been tormented so much. This is a warning to you. People that you're buddying up with, the people that you're running with, the people that you're partnering with, do you feel comfortable with them when they do wicked things? Do you find yourself even enjoying the things that they're about? And if you do, in your words to me, you probably wouldn't say it to me to my face, but you say, Brother Josh, I'm a Christian. It's fine. You're just being overboard. Relax. Well, we see right here what has happened to Lot. He has fallen off the wagon, and he's saying very stupid things right here, offering one of the worst offers a person could offer. He's offering it right here, and he thinks he's doing a good thing. No. The more you hang out in Sodom, the more you hang out with people that love wickedness and do wickedness, the more you're going to become like them. So stop it. Get away from that. Spend time with God's people. Spend time with the Lord. Spend time doing things that gives honor to Him. And when you do spend time with unbelievers, make sure that you're not partnering up with them. Yes, you need to be with them and nice to them and hospitable to them and share the gospel with them, of course. But you don't need to be in partnership with them. And you know what I mean when I'm saying that. You don't need to be enjoying doing the wicked things that they do. So atrocious. His soul, his righteous soul indeed has been tortured. It has been warped and corrupted. Here's what Lot goes on to say. Only do nothing to these men, for they have come under the shelter of my roof. Please spare them. Take my girls. Terrible. I can't. This is one of the worst chapters in the Bible. There's another story very similar to this one in the book of Judges. And I really think off the top of my head, as far as talking about perversion, the wickedness of people, this chapter and then the chapter in Judges have got to be the worst. In fact, I think the one in Judges is even worse based on what happens to that one. Just so sad and terrible. But here's what they say. They said, no, we're not satisfied with that. praise the Lord they said that, because if that was the agreement, what would be the end of that story? But they said, stand back. So they're aggressive. They're coming after the men because that's what their lustful desires want. Their perverted, lustful desires is wanting the men that have come to stay under Lot's roof. And they said, this fellow came to sojourn, and he has become the judge. See how quick his friends have turned on him. And that's what happens when you're hanging around folks that are evil and wicked. The minute you stand for anything that's right, they're going to turn on you. And that's what's happening right here. And they said, now we will deal worse with you than with them. We're going to be even worse to you. And then they pressed hard against the man Lot and drew near to break down the door. You see the aggressiveness, the pushiness of these evil, wicked men. They want it so bad they can't see straight. They're just overwhelmed, coming down to breaking down the door. But here's the great grace of God for Lot. But the men, that's the angels, the men reached out their hands and brought Lot into the house. They rescued Lot. And we know that happens because Abraham prayed for him. Abraham prayed for him. We're told that at the end of this entire story, the reason Lot was spared is because Abraham prayed for him. Who do you need to be praying for? Who do you need to be interceding for? Asking God to move and help and reach out into their lives. So the men reached out, brought Lot in the house, brought him into protection, and they shut the door. And they struck with blindness the men who were at the entrance of the house, both small and great, so that they wore themselves out, groping for the door. The angels come in and save Lot from what they're trying to do. And then here's the wickedness of the people. They're groping for the door, trying to get inside, and they have worn themselves out. That's the perverse wickedness of these men. They have grown tired trying to get to the door. Even though they can't see, they're still trying to do their evil deed. We'll see how this ends in the next few readings, and I'll see you in the next video.